It's about the journey, not the destination. Reality is better than imagination. When I feel free, free to be me. When I feel free, free to be me.
Welcome, everybody, to Travel Your Heart, a podcast where two gay grandpas explore life's travels together. Hey, everybody, it's Grandpa Bobby.
Grandpa Scott.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride, everyone.
And welcome to another episode of Travel Your Heart, a podcast brought to you from two gay grandpas.
Which would be us.
That's us. So tell me, Grandpa, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today I thought we'd talk about the difference between fast travel and slow travel, and why we think slow travel works best.
Okay, well then let me tell you, let's define it. Fast travel, it's when you try to do 5 European countries in 10 days. You're constantly running around. You are living out of your suitcase and you're treating your travel like a checklist. Like you have to check off that box and check off that box and keep running around. So what is slow travel?
Slow travel is unpacking once. It's having time in a location to try that bakery on a corner several mornings in a row.
I love those pastries.
I love the pastries, okay? And really, when it comes down to it, fast travel is about quantity and not so much quality. And where slow travel is about making connections with people over consumption of places.
And it's not your fault because we've done it many times when we were younger. A lot of influence comes from social media. You see videos of people like going and going, and it's almost like a game on their video to try to see how many cities they can hit. But also what we found was sometimes when you're living in the United States and say you're looking at a map of Europe, you see how close these countries are. And it's a big expense to go overseas. So you say, well, if we're here, we're only so close to there and to there and to there. And by the time you're done, you've realized you've really overbooked yourself.
Absolutely. All you've done is trains, planes, automobiles, city to city, and not had really any time to explore.
So we wanted to break down the differences between fast travel and slow travel and talk about the benefits of slow travel versus fast travel. So the first thing we'll start off with, what is fast travel? Well, fast travel means relentlessly moving, having to get up early, keeping to a strict schedule because you've got to make that connection either to the plane or to the train. It also means maybe you're not staying in the best place you want to, or you're eating fast because you have to dash for the train.
Yeah, a lot of people think that slow travel is a lack of activity, and it's not. It's just your activities are centralized, slowed down. An example, if I may, is remember the Chocolato?
I know what he's talking about.
Absolutely. And this was in Rome.
No.
Well, I'm sorry.
Cortona. See, Grandpa has a memory, but only a partial memory. That's
no
why
food,
I'm
no memory.
Exactly.
That's right. It was in Cortona. And we had the opportunity to stay there. And we got to have this Chocolato multiple times because we loved it so much.
And we stumbled upon it because it was a rainy day in Cortona. And then rather than just rushing around in the rain, we decided to pull off and sit in a cafe. And it's the very first time we had it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the start of cafe society for us.
Exactly. And, fast travel can also be more expensive in the long run because, number one, you have to go with the air travel or train travel that will meet your schedule, not necessarily what's most cost effective. Many times you don't have the choice in your accommodation if you need to be near someplace or near transit. That can cost more as well. So, a lot of times it can be more expensive.
Yeah. Slow travel does allow you some time to look for maybe better fares and also the better accommodations. People like it when you stay in a place a long time if you're renting. You may be able to, negotiate a discount. Well, we're going to be here a week or we're going to be here 2 weeks.
No, that's absolutely true. And the thing about fast travel is, yes, you're going to see the highlights. I mean, you're going to see the Eiffel Tower, you're going to see Notre Dame, but you may not get underneath the surface. And that's where you really experience community.
Yeah, slow travel, when we talked about connections earlier, slow travel is about connecting with the culture, the people, the food, and experiencing them. It's not just about ticking off this monument or that monument. It's, well, for us, it's not about a bucket list because we don't use that term. It's not about taking anything out of a bucket. It's about experiencing things that fill your life. And I think that's the biggest difference between, fast travel and slow travel.
And you might see the Eiffel Tower, but you might not walk the Marais. And when you get to walk some of these neighborhoods, you really get a sense of what it's like to live there. And what about you and the cheese lady?
Oh my gosh, yes, it was in Paris.
Yeah.
We were in the Champ de Mars area, and we went in and we had multiple days there to walk around and experience. And I remember we made friends with the cheese lady, the fromagerie.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful because there we got to learn that it really is her home.
Yeah.
And that you should always treat it like that, and that you should go in with a bonjour, a smile on your face. It just opens doors. And the same thing with the produce market and the fish market, and dare I say another bakery. It was, when you have time to experience and share with those people, you learn about their lives and what their shop means to them, what Paris means to them, or any city. I love that.
Yeah. How do our talks always end up coming around to food?
No food,
No memory.
no memory.
So what we want to talk about next is, how do you get to that point where you accept slow travel as the way to go? Well, for us, there was an epiphany. There came a time, our first trip to Rome.
Yeah.
Now, remember, I'm an architect, so I had my list of every church that every famous, my Borrominis, my Berninis, I had to see. And finally, Grandpa Scott sat me down on the Spanish Steps, actually. And what did you say?
No more. No more. I wasn't experiencing anything. I was just seeing churches and cathedrals, and it was lovely. Don't get me wrong, lovely. I enjoyed it. But after about the 12th one, I was done. I knew there was more to Rome than all the cathedrals and churches and art in situ or in situ or wherever it was sitting. And I felt like I was missing it out. I knew there had to be gelato.
Yeah.
I knew there had to be a great pasta. That's what I wanted.
And I remember we talk about hitting your checklist. In one day, we crossed over the Arno. We got to see St. Peter's. And then from St. Peter's, if you know the layout of Rome, we walked all the way to the Colosseum and the Forum. And we did that all in one day. That's hitting a checklist. And by the time you hit your checklist, you can become so exhausted you can't remember what you saw. So the first step is to setting a mindset. And it's hard because you have to say, we'll come back. You always have to use the mindset that you'll come back one day. You're not going to see everything. That yes, this country is so close to this other country.
We could just get into Luxembourg real easily.
I remember we were in Vienna and Scott was like, but Bratislavia is just over there. I said, no, we're not. It's a hard mindset.
And I was guilty of it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I was traveling and I thought, well, I got to see everything. I got to see everything. No, you don't. Save some for next time.
That's right. So
And-
how do you plan your time?
Well, you started off with the mindset that you're not going to see everything. Pick a base camp, pick an area in a city or two cities, depending upon how much time you have, because a lot of people have the 2-week vacation. They don't have kind of the blessing that we have where we take our business with us, and so we can spend 6 weeks. So if you have a 2-week vacation, pick an area or a country that you want to see, and with the mindset that you're always going to go back to see other things. Pick 1 or 2 base camp cities that will allow you to take trains or buses to see sites, and then you come back and take time to explore that area. So make sure your agenda is not too overbooked. Book lightly.
That's right. A good example of that is London.
Yeah.
We stayed in London for a while, and from London, you can easily do a day trip to Oxford or to Windsor or to Hampton Court. Experience those places, but still come back and be in your little apartment or hotel with your clothes still all in the closet and just enjoy that area.
Yeah, after you take your selfie pic or your 100 selfie pics, or after you do your video content creation, put the cameras down and take the time to slowly experience it.
Boy, and that's hard for us, of course, as content creators. Learning to put the camera down, but sometimes taking a vacation from your vacation is really helpful to make sure you really enjoy it. And when you're planning your itinerary, try to only hit 1 or 2 big things in a day, because that will allow you the time to just literally stop and smell the roses, to just stumble across something along the way. So many times the things that we remember the most are the incidental places or activities that we chanced upon rather than read about.
Absolutely. And use the local culture to your advantage. If you're in an area that Spain or Italy or Portugal, if you're in an area where it takes that afternoon siesta, take the afternoon siesta. Take a nap. Rest up. You don't have to be old to take a nap. Rest up or go back to your hotel, your Airbnb, whatever it is, and have that glass of wine and just think about what you saw that morning and what you got out of it. And then that way you're prepared to go out later in the afternoon for that 10 p.m. dinner.
So talk more about eating, Grandpa, when you start dining like a local.
We don't have enough time for Grandpa Scott to talk about eating and the joys of eating. Oh, yeah. Eat like a local. And by that, I mean, there's a lot of fast food over there. You can get a Burger King anywhere. You can get a McDonald's anywhere. Take advantage of where you're at to taste the local food. And don't necessarily stop at the restaurant near the big landmarks.
That's right.
Walk in off the piazza or the plaza, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. And look around where you see some locals eating. Locals know where the good food is. And if you go in with the right attitude and you greet them with good afternoon, good evening, whatever the language is, you'd be surprised how you're just welcomed. You become part of the family.
And you don't necessarily have to even understand what was on the menu. Remember that time in Italy?
I just pointed in this hill town because
the whole menu was in Italian. They didn't speak any English.
And that's when I discovered that I loved
anchovies.
But I love anchovies where it's not overly salty, not this kind you get here in the States.
Felici.
It's packed in salt.
So those sort of discoveries. Remember, we were in Pienza and we discovered this little place with the pear tortellini. Oh my God.
Pear tortellini, folks. It was to die for.
We'll probably never find that place again, but it was just
I don't know how to
wonderful.
get to it.
No, but that's the joy. You just discover these places. So,
I'm sorry. I'm catching up. I'm still in Pienza. I'm still thinking of that pear, okay?
So really, travel your heart is basically kind of our motto, is a part of that slow travel. It just means slowing down, immersing yourself, opening yourself up to the culture.
Yeah. Talk to the locals.
Yeah.
Share stories, learn their stories, listen to them. It's wonderful what you can learn and experience.
The memories you get from those experiences are sometimes greater than the memories you'll have of the famous landmark.
Yeah. Remember, it's not about taking something out of a bucket. It's about filling your soul, filling your heart with these wonderful, incredible experiences that you slowed down to feel, to touch.
So we have a question for you. Is there a place that you've always longed to go to just immerse yourself and spend some time? Or have you ever done something like that? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, you can put it in the comment section if you're watching or listening to us on YouTube. Or if you just want to write it, just send it to us at our email, info, I-N-F-O, at twogaygrandpastravel.com. Oh, yeah, info at twogaygrandpastravel.com.
Very good, Grandpa.
Yeah, glad I can remember that, right? Okay.
So, we hope we've conveyed to you, at least encouraged you to try slow travel. I know it can be challenging because, especially going to a place like Europe or Micronesia, it's like a candy box and you want to hit all of them. But trust us, you will have a greater experience if you slow down and really immerse yourself into the culture.
And we were guilty of it. I hope you get that. We
Yes,
were guilty
we've
of
done
that. We got to see everything. It took us a little time.
Yeah.
It's the pear. Back in the pear. I'm still thinking about it. But slow down. It took us a while. And because slow travel is not just for seniors, it's not for us old folk, it's for the young folks. You'll always go back if
That's
you have
right.
that mindset.
Life is going by so fast and the world is such a hectic place. Slow down.
Smell of roses. Or the tortellini.
Oh, the tortellini. So always, folks, remember, whether you're traveling around the world or traveling through life, always travel your heart. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.